After what I saw at Majdanek, I got drunk, and I stayed drunk for days.
Yes, you were becoming useless to me.
Useless? Do you even understand how it felt to see that? On top of everything else?
I suppose I do, having read your notebooks. But we had to win a war.
Yes, we had to win, but did it ever matter to you how we won?
We did what we had to. I did what I had to. That's why I sent Sergeant Przatsky to see you. I thought it might do you good to see how a real Soviet soldier gets things done.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Sir Cypher here. Let's play Company of Heroes 2, the Eastern Front. It's Mission 11. We're behind enemy lines in rural Poland. So what I was saying at the beginning of the last mission about Poland not getting representation, well, they're getting it here.
Comrade Izakovich, let me introduce you to our Polish comrades. Well, not exactly comrades. This young lady is Anya Zelinskaya. Anya knows the location of an informant. The Poles are going to convince him to come back with us. You will accompany them. My boys and I have another task, but we'll meet you back here.
I will not wait for you, journalist. If you endanger us, I'll kill you myself.
Harsh.
I remember Anya as a fearless sniper and the most passionate soldier I'd ever met. Passionate, but lacking compassion for the Germans invading her homeland.
And the Soviets invading her homeland.
With each shot a German dies. We cannot afford to miss. The informant is in this camp. My men have discovered German officers at positions here, here, and here. We need to take them out before we can move the informant. Be careful not to let any officers get away, or else we'll have to abort the mission. While the Germans are distracted, a few of us will move into the camp and grab the informant. Once we have the informant, we will disengage and meet up with Pożarski and his men. Move into position around the German camps. Target the officers first, then deal with any retaliating forces.
So, to continue my trend of talking about things I'm not qualified to talk about, as I'm not a historian, nor am I Polish, I'm going to talk about the Polish resistance. Now, just as a record, these are special partisan snipers. They have the ability to make their own cover, but then smoke charges and stuff. But the real thing we got to do is plant demo charges, because because we only have these 3 snipers. We can't get more until like very late in the mission. So we're going to have to lure enemies into demo charges and then blow them up. So we're playing 2 demo charges here. So we have to attack this camp, and there's going to be an officer who's going to call out on the radio. So we have to kill him. So we're going to sneak over here. And then we're going to sneak. This might be like there. Is that not cover? Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Let's go like. We'll build our own cover. Build a cover right there. Okay, so. Dig yourself a little ditch. Okay.
What are your orders?
Hiding in a bush. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna sneak forward with these snipers. We're gonna shoot somebody, so they'll chase us, and then we're gonna try and kill them with the demo charges. That at least is the plan.
Move out. Bravo. Pay attention. Let's go. We can't stay here. We have to move. Time to move, partisans.
Where are they? I think they patrol around the camp. Okay, so
Partisans, forward.
okay, so that probably alerted them. Okay.
Partisans,
So-
move out.
So we're gonna go
Soldiers are shooting forward.
back to here.
Partisans ready.
Anna Zelensky's gonna sneak over here. No, my snipers. Okay.
Anya, that officer is making for the radio.
Not so fast, buddy. Okay. Oh, no. Don't kill Anya. No.
The Germans have a radio in that camp.
No.
It is probably linked to an antenna
Run,
somewhere in the
Anya.
forest. If we can disable it, we'll have fewer enemy
Where are they
reinforcements
even
to
coming
contend
from?
with. Move your trooper. Let's go.
Where did those guys go?
Keep moving.
Oh, shoot. Ah. Okay. Well, hopefully. Okay. Ugh, crap.
Better keep moving.
Okay, my sneaky plan failed.
Enemy infantry
Now we're just gonna have to.
keep moving, partisans.
Now we're just gonna have to do a little shootout here. Okay.
Let's go, partisans.
Okay, that wasn't too bad.
Bravo. Pay attention. Let's go.
So now we'll go to this camp and we'll blow it up.
Forward.
So the Polish resistance was probably considered the largest and most effective of any of the resistance groups in Europe.
Stay here. We have to move.
And there's a complicated thing about resistance movements, which is
We await. Move out.
that if you're in a country
Time to move.
and your country surrenders, like let's say France, right? So France very famously invaded,
Let's go.
capitulated very quickly,
No charges.
and surrendered diplomatically to the German government. And then there was the Free French,
Let's go.
I think led by Charles de Gaulle, or he was like one of the big officers, who went across to England and fought from there. But actual France and all of its colonies weren't technically German territory or anything. They lost the war, just like Germany lost the war in World War I. And Germany demanded certain territories and concessions in the peace treaty, and the French government gave them, and then they kept ruling France.
We have an objective.
As a
Need that point, partisans.
arguably, at least on paper,
Time to move.
sort of a diplomatic,
Yes.
diplomatically independent state. I'll blow up this radio tent thing too. I don't actually know if it matters if you blow this up, but I'm just gonna blow it up because it makes me feel better. So technically, your country is at peace with, Germany and has signed this peace treaty. So if you're a member of and you can't actually blow it up, by the way, all you can do is get it down to that much. So if you're a member of the French resistance,
Partisans. Forward.
what does that make you, right? What is that? Or if you're, Charles de Gaulle and you're the Free French
I
overseas.
have an idea. Get to cover.
Um,
I'm going to light that campfire. We'll ambush the enemy when they investigate.
put a bomb there.
Time is short. Keep moving.
Problem is, as soon as they get close, they're gonna come. I think I can sneak a bomb here, though.
We can't stay here. We have to move.
Okay, I guess they're just very unobservant.
Brother? Time to move.
We'll get some little sniper covers
Behind
here.
some camouflage.
Partisans ready. Can't stay here forever. Let's
So we don't have any way to heal either, so we kind of have to, yeah,
get their
be
attention with the company.
smart about how we do this.
Resistance fight.
Ah,
Better
run
keep
away.
Who lit that fire?
So we'll
You have orders?
blow this up, and then we'll take everybody up, hold fire,
Of course.
and kill them all.
Our destination. Do not hesitate.
Who missed? Okay, there we go. Okay.
Polish welcome.
What are your forward? Let's go.
So we got to be sneaky here. We can't let
We can't stay here.
Anna
Have to move.
Anna die.
Forward.
Okay.
Bravo. Pay attention. Let's
Just
go.
casually sneak forward here.
Stay here. We have to move. Time to move, partisans.
I don't know if there's any troops over here.
Pay attention. Let's go. Partisans,
Okay.
move out.
Some of the troops are patrols, so when I played this before. Uh-oh.
You have orders?
Oh, shoot.
Enemy sniper!
Stay down. Use cover to approach and eliminate that sniper.
Sniper!
Okay.
Who's next? Pay attention. Let's go.
All right.
This time is short.
So, uh-oh.
Partisans,
Scheiße.
move and take out all opposition. We can't stay here.
Let's run.
What are your orders?
You have orders?
Everybody
Soldiers are shooting
run.
back. Whatever you need.
I screwed up.
Partisans, move out.
Everybody run.
Forward to attack. Keep moving.
I think Anna's a better shot than the rest of them, so she can kind of
Look for
kite them.
enemies.
There we go.
We need to move.
Also, she has, she can sprint and the other ones can't.
Move forward and engage as necessary. Enemy bastard dead.
Partisans ready.
Partisans ready.
Come on, get the freaking flamethrowers. Whew, okay.
One more dead, pioneer.
Okay.
Fighters ready.
We fight for Poland. Bastards on our right.
So yeah, right, if your country surrenders, and then you're the Free French or whatever, you know, and you're in the military and you swore an oath to obey the civilian government, if you're in the Free French, does that make you a traitor? Does it make you a rebel? You know, what does it make you? And that was a very complicated question, I think, for a lot of people in the French military, and something that doesn't really get considered, because even though obviously it was a very unequal treaty that got forced on France, it was still an official treaty. They surrendered. There were terms. They agreed to them. But there's groups of people who kept on fighting. And because of that, the resistance effort was not, I don't think, as organized for the French as it could be, because there was no official. There was the Free French, you know, but there was also communist rebels. There were all different kinds of rebels, all with different goals. And for example, even in like the French military, like early on when the United States landed in North Africa, and part of the North African campaign, the French military fought them because they were afraid. So we'll just kill the sniper, kill this commander here, because the people in the French military were afraid that like I said, it was a real treaty. France agreed to it. The French government agreed to it. That if they didn't fight back, if they just let the Americans land and form a second front in the war with Rommel, that they would get France would get annexed by Germany, right? That they would take away what independence that France had, what power the Vichy government had, and that they would just become a German territory in retaliation for this, which would basically be essentially aiding one of Germany's enemies, or the Nazi Germany's enemies. So And eventually that did happen. They did kind of basically annex. At a certain point in the war, Germany did annex all the French territory. So we're going to go take out this radar tower, too. Maybe I shouldn't lead with the guy who's almost dead.
Let's go.
So, but where that ends to is that the Polish, as far as I know, again, I'm not Polish, and the invasion of Poland is typically treated as sort of like a footnote or just an example of, it's like in a kung fu or a boxing movie. Like, in the American story of World War II, Poland is the person who gets beat up by the hero at the start. Sometimes they don't attack you; they just sit there and get sniped. I'm not sure why. But they're the person who gets beat up at the start. By the oh shoot, sniper. That shows you how tough the bad guy is, right? Because Poland gets crushed. But Poland never officially surrenders, as far as I know. There's pockets of Polish troops that surrender, but the Polish government never surrenders. So there's never the argument of that if you're a rebel or a freedom fighter or a Polish partisan or the Polish underground army, Polish resistance, that you're somehow a traitor, or you're somehow going to later on that you could be called like a traitor, right? Because your government is still at war. There's been no peace treaty, no surrender, and I think that is one of the things that made the Polish resistance more organized than something like the French resistance. Also, the Nazi Germany was much. Oh, oops! I gotta blow this thing up. Was much harsher in its occupation of Poland, and essentially, the stated German goal of Operation Barbarossa, and I'll say Third Reich goal because this is not necessarily everybody in Germany believed this, but was to basically reduce the Polish and the Poland and other Slavic countries to like serfdom, and then essentially bring ethnic Germans there and eventually kind of like outbreed them and get rid of them all. And so there was all sorts of atrocities that happened very early on, and that nothing like that happened in France except for near the end. When things started getting really bad.
We do this bloody work for the good of Polska.
Oh, what's this car going? There we go. Screw that car. Okay, so we have to be careful here because there are mortars. There are mortar teams. There are mortar teams that will shoot at us. So I want to keep Anna out of it because, we can't heal her, and she has to live till the end of the mission, so we can't really, like, get her killed here.
Set up some sniper cover.
So, is there a sniper in that tower? No? Oh, excellent. Okay. Maybe I should put a demo charge here, just in case they rush me.
Take out the mortar team.
Uh-oh. Let's not put a demo charge. Let's put it here. The mortar team shouldn't be able to see me if the troops can't see me. I'll just have to keep an eye out in case I see a mortar coming. Okay. So that's in case they rush me. Or there's a enemy commander can try and escape in a truck. So if he does, we'll shoot him. We'll fucking blast him.
Anya, there's a German transport truck in that camp. If the enemy officer mobilizes, we'll never catch up on foot.
Then we must
So
immobilize or destroy the transport. Use a demolition charge if necessary. Destroy the truck or place some demolition charges at the exit.
God. Okay, there goes my situational awareness. I'm sorry, Polish snipers. I wanted to kill this. I wanted to kill the sniper, but I guess I can't. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna shoot these guys at the gate. Before I've snuck up here, but I don't really want to deal with that sniper, so I think I'm just gonna cheese this. I'll go way over here, and I'll just kill them one at a time. Da-da, sneak away. So yeah, the Polish underground, very well organized. You know, like there was Polish armor brigades, there was Polish airborne, there were lots of Polish code breakers who were involved with Alan Turing and the you know, the effort to crack the Enigma code. Oh, okay. Oh God. Run. Okay, I want to kill these mortars, but I don't want to get killed by the rest of these guys. We'll do our best here. Okay. No mortars incoming. Why are you guys not shooting back?
Forward! Whatever you move out!
Christ.
Let's move!
Like, why are you guys not shooting? Shoot back, you turds.
On the move, partisans! Eyes open! We are on our way! Let's go!
Grab some cover! We're under
Okay.
fire!
Do not whatever you need! Hold
Jeez, okay, so
Go! We need to move!
I wonder why these guys weren't firing.
Let's go. Time to move, partisans. Partisans, forward.
So in the army, they called it, and I don't know where this came from, and I don't know if it was just what some people called it, but an ambush where you had
Partisans, we must silence partisans.
where you had like troops, like if you had a road and you had people on either side of the road
Let's go.
shooting at enemies, and like obviously if you're on two sides of the road shooting at the road, like you're gonna hit your own people because bullets go through stuff, and you're gonna hit your own people on the other side of the road. It was called a Polish ambush for some reason, and I'm not really sure why that was. Just an anecdote.
Let's go.
Um,
Partisans, forward.
so
Suffer for what they have done.
snipers can actually blow up trucks. They like, I don't know, I think it's supposed to represent them like hitting the engine block or something. Uh-oh.
To move. Down! Down! Let's go, partisans!
Oh God. There's another mortar team? Oh, that's where the other one was. That's where they ran away to.
Partisans! Time to move!
Now I see. Fortunately, after this, we can get more troops.
They came up. Partisans. Welcome to Poland! Time to move, partisans. Partisans, forward! Pay attention. Let's go.
Okay, there we go.
Enemy transport is on the move!
Oh shit.
Destroy it! Use explosives or take out the driver!
Okay, well, the driver's dead, I think.
You have orders?
Okay, where's the officer going now? Is the officer running away on foot?
Of course. Partisans, forward!
So Anya seems to hit every time, but for some reason these other snipers don't always seem to.
Pay attention. Let's go. Time to move, partisans.
I wish we could steal this truck.
While the Germans are distracted, a few of us will move into the camp and grab the informant.
Squad.
Once we have the informant, we will disengage and meet up with Pożarski and his men. Party duck.
You have
Should capture that.
point, partisans.
These poor snipers are like almost dead.
Yes, brother? You have orders?
So the problem, I guess, with resistance movements is that you have resistance movements, and the thing is resistance movements basically are never just fighting for independence or for freedom from oppression or something, because
German reinforcements are coming.
Where?
They approach from the south to investigate the camps we've cleared.
Press on. Our objective is close.
okay, so they're gonna act like, oh man, you gotta hurry up, you're gonna get attacked by all these
Follow the track.
Germans.
Must be going towards the informant's camp.
But as far as I know, there's no time limit here. Like, it doesn't really matter how long we take.
Have orders?
So yeah, there's that.
Let's go.
So we're gonna just be cool here.
We can start a fire.
No, we're not gonna start
distract
a
enemy
we're not
troops.
gonna start a fire on you.
The informant is in this camp.
Of course.
All you think about is starting fires on you. There's more to life than starting fires.
Move out. Enemy sniper!
Uh-oh.
Stay down. Use cover to approach and eliminate that sniper.
Let's go. Welcome to Poland.
Uh-oh.
Sniper down.
On our way.
Okay, sniper dead. Oh shit.
Sniper fire.
Forgot about these guys here.
Enemy infantry attack.
Whatever.
Time to move.
Get him.
Good work, brothers.
Oh.
Move.
Ah, poopy pants. Okay. Okay, so there's two mortar teams there. But I think I've taken out all the other infantry, so I think I can just attack them. I think I can just attack, move, and kill them all.
That's how to do it.
Mortar
Okay,
deploy.
let's run. Let's not wait and see how accurate they are.
Can't stay.
And then we'll come back.
Thank you. That mortar was giving me a migraine.
Eliminate partisans.
So like, yeah, if you're fighting against, let's say,
Partisans ready.
I guess the best example is fighting against the Japanese if you're the Chinese in, World War II. It's like, okay, well, you're kicking out the Japanese, but like, then what are you fighting for, right? Who are you saying should come next, right? Who should be replacing the Japanese, right? And so maybe you think it should be like a new Chinese empire, right? Maybe you think it should be communist. Maybe you think it should be a republic. Maybe you think it should be a military dictatorship. So you're not just, as a rebel, you're not just fighting against something, you're also fighting for something. Because whatever you're fighting against, you have to have some sort of idea of what you're going to replace it with. And also, you have to be getting money from somewhere. You have to be getting money and weapons from somewhere. And whoever you're getting money and weapons from is probably going to have a very strong idea of what they think you should be replacing it with. So, some stuff's going to happen. And in order to facilitate us winning this mission,
Fighters ready.
we're going to be planting some bombs and things in these roads.
What are your orders?
You have orders?
Forward. Let's go.
As far as I know, there's okay. So we'll put a bomb here.
Plant the charges.
We'll put a bomb here. Well, actually, no, I'll put it by this wagon.
We have to move.
Put it there.
Squads, bravo. Pay attention.
Bomb.
Let's go.
And you shall see why. But yeah, so the first time I played this, I was like, oh man, the Germans are coming. I gotta hurry. But you actually don't have to hurry. Because I spent like a long time putting bombs last time. I spent too long putting bombs. I didn't need to put that many bombs down. But they never showed up.
Charges.
Okay.
You have orders?
I'll put one maybe like here.
Bravo. Pay attention. Let's go.
And I'll sneak over
Time to move,
here.
partisans.
Maybe put one like here. So anyway, the sort of tragedy of
You have orders?
the Polish
We can't stay here.
resistance is that most of them, or the most effective groups of them, were funded by the West, and or they were self-funded, right? They were scrounging supplies locally and stuff, but they didn't necessarily know this at the time because nobody really knew the mind of Stalin except Stalin. But the Soviet government had no intention of of letting Poland become an independent state, because they wanted Poland there as a buffer state from the West so that they couldn't get invaded again, because, or at least if they got invaded again, whoever invaded them would have to go through Poland first. And obviously they saw that their biggest advantage was territory, and the more territory you have to get through, the more difficult it is to, keep up an invasion.
You have orders? We can't stay here. We have to move.
So, all these Polish people, all these Polish resistance, all fought and died and struggled for something that, in the end, didn't necessarily help them that much, because the Soviet Union had no intention of honoring any sort of deal. And even more than that, the Soviet Union was quite happy to let the partisans die, because essentially they knew that, like, once the war ended, like, every partisan that was alive is somebody they might have to possibly fight, once people in Poland realized that the Soviet Union wasn't going to let them be an independent country. And once they realized that the West wasn't willing to go to war over it. And some people in the West, thought that we should. Like Winston Churchill famously thought, let's just do it now, right? Like, everybody's here. The American army's here. We're all mobilized. We're all on a war footing. We should just fight them now, right? And, but essentially, cooler heads prevailed, although it's kind of debatable whether or not they should. And, basically they got screwed. So it's just very unfortunate. But anyway, the mission. So as soon as we bring Anya up here, it's going to move into the next phase of the mission, which means we're going to be able to summon reinforcements. Maybe I should put one more bomb up here. It means we're going to be able to summon reinforcements, but we're also lose Anya, and we're going to have to defend this town. Now, maybe I didn't need to put bombs so far down because I can't actually even see them all, so I won't know if the enemy is going to step on them. But let's do this. So let's go here.
I'll find our talkative colleague, although he may need a little persuasion. Keep watch and stay in cover.
Sniper! Anya, we have several allied squads concealed nearby.
Signal to them if necessary, but we mustn't draw unwanted attention.
So if I did this right, we should be okay. So we'll see. We got 2 minutes. All right, so fingers on the buttons. Fingers on the buttons. It is one thing to say that there was a large group of
Squads will be following them.
there was a large group of
The approaching enemies.
More scouts ahead. Coming from the other
communist like rebels, like rebels
on that path.
blocked by the
Trucks are coming your way. Be prepared.
rebels blocked by or backed by the Soviet Union, but they did not get along with the regular partisans and the non-Soviet partisans, and they were like not in the main like partisan group, because obviously they had their own agenda. They very clearly had their own agenda, and they didn't get along. Okay, boop, get rid of that. Okay, uh-oh. Where's this truck think it's going? So basically, when they tell you to put down the demo charges, at that point, it's like it's too late. So like you're not gonna have time to put down all the demo charges you need once they tell you to start putting down demo charges. So you kind of gotta know what's coming, and you gotta pregame it. Maybe if you're not playing on hard, you'll have enough time. But as you saw, all those units rush in like right at the start, and you know, it's not very easy. It's actually true that even in France, there was different groups of partisans who had different views of what France should look like after
We have the informant.
after the war.
Now find us a clear path out of here.
Yes, brother?
Because there's a lot of people who felt that the French government
The informant
had
told me
failed,
there are some
like the
Polish
French Republic
prisoners in a
had
camp
failed.
nearby. Liberate those prisoners. Their knowledge of the camp could help us.
But Anya, it's too dangerous. German troops have reinforced the area.
We can't leave our own people behind. Let's go! Make sure the informant gets to safety, my friends. We have a camp to secure.
Capture that point for
Okay, so we're like sniper team here. I
We can't stay here. We have to move.
want to get across
Keep
this
off the main
road.
road as much as possible. We don't want the enemy seeing us and calling for reinforcements.
All right. But if an enemy truck approaches, aim for the driver. Then take care of any survivors.
I don't actually think
Let's go.
like an enemy truck can spot you. I think trucks will come across this road, but well, if they do, I'm gonna hit them with a demo charge. Let's see if any show up. Oh well, I left you a present. Oh, oopsies. Okay, so we're gonna sneak out over here.
Advance and kill.
Kill anyone who stands
On the move.
We're gonna sneak out here. There should be a little guard tower
We are losing territory.
here. Okay, so
forward.
we'll go here. We'll put this guy in the guard tower. It's actually kind of useful to have the squads that only have one dude in them, because they only take up one
Let's go.
they only take up one oopsies.
As before, ambush the enemy when they approach the fire.
No, we're not lighting the fire, Anya. All you think of us fires. Okay,
In the camp. I will radio for support.
get that guy. Okay, so
Move out.
uh-oh.
Keep moving, partisan. Do
Kill
not
these
give an
freaking
inch. Down the attack.
Another dead fascist!
oh shoot.
They're hitting us on the right. Hold the line, you
So yeah, there was French resistance who thought that
bastard dead.
you know, France should be communist. There was French resistance who thought, you know, different forms of government, and you know, anarchists even, and all sorts of stuff. And because of that, it's like it's kind of complicated, because it's like if you airdrop supplies, you know, like you think of like, oh, you know, we'll airdrop guns in to help the French or whatever, but it's like, well, which French resistance, right? Like, who's gonna get it? There's a guy, Lindybeige, who does like kind of rambling videos, talking about stuff like history and weapons and things and battles and sort of videos like this, except there's no game and he's a lot more historically accurate. We have to let these guys out of this camp, so we have demo charges though, so we don't have to go in the front gate. So there's a machine gun,
Prisoners. Free them and we gain
we'll get
valuable
that.
allies.
Free
and
us.
then
Can you help us? We have to move. They will kill us. Help.
no one's gonna kill you.
We need Partisans, forward. Send
We got you, fam. Can you guys capture this stupid thing?
Protect yourselves, partisans, but take that point. Squads,
Capture that.
this now belongs
Sneak
to
out over
Poland.
here.
Let's go. Thank you, Anya. We owe you a debt. With a few borrowed German weapons, perhaps we can assist you. You have orders?
Get to the rendezvous point.
Surely more enemy troops have been alerted to our presence. Their numbers are too great.
Keep to the shadows and avoid direct conflict, but retaliate if you must.
Partisans, forward.
Okay, so we want... Oh man. Can I kill like, one of these units of snipers so I get a partisan squad?
Let's go. You partisans, move out.
Maybe I'll send... Maybe I'll just send this guy up here. Oh no!
Forward.
I was like, what's going on here?
Time to move.
Okay. Maybe I'll send this guy up here. I really want that squad of anti-infantry partisans, because it's gonna be really useful because they're a little bit tougher than a sniper. Obviously, a snipers don't have much health, so I can use them to scout. Oh, I guess I can. Oh, I guess I can just like step on a demo charge and blow it up. Okay.
More of our troops have been lost.
Okay, so we'll get the anti-infantry partisans. Let's roll.
Time to move, partisans. Partisans, forward. Yes, brother? Partisans, move out.
But yeah, actually, I highly suggest people, if you don't know that much about the French resistance or the Polish resistance, you should read more about it because it's very interesting and it's very, you know, it's very sort of epic and tragic and terrible in a way. And, you know, people always make jokes, you know, or at least they're not really in vogue anymore, but there used to be jokes about like Polish intelligence and stuff, you know, but the Polish resistance, they did all sorts of spy work and intelligence, they did all sorts of code breaking, all sorts of scientific stuff, so so for whatever reason you can kill Humvees, you can kill half tracks with these snipers. We have to just get over here, but I'm not really sure like how that's supposed to be represented because uh-oh. I think it's like supposed to represent like you're hitting the driver, but all it looks like is it's like the crew suddenly just dies. So put that there. Uh-oh. We'll put that there. Put these guys off in this hill. So I think there's troops down this road. We don't have to get that much further. But I think there's like flamethrowers and stuff up here. So if I can... Oh yeah, okay. Sniper squad. Reload faster. You guys better reload those little bolt action rifles faster. Okay, I think they're all gone. Da-da-da. See, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. The French resistance gets all this sort of like press, but I don't know. Polish resistance is where it's at. No, run! Run! No!
You're all here, and our loose-lip friend still lives. Many Polish soldiers escaped the enemy camp thanks to our efforts. A successful operation. Now let us return to Comrade Pożarski. Here is your tongue, Pożarski. He's ready to talk. Now where are the supplies you promised us? They are needed in Warsaw.
There, my Polish friend. All that you bargained for and more besides. The Red Army knows how to take care of its friends.
What in the name of God have you done, Pożarski?
These Poles were capitalists and thieves. Once the Germans were gone, the Poles would have been fighting us. And we have been at war far too long. Nothing personal.
So there we go. That is mission 11, and that's more or less what happened to the Polish resistance. Is that the Red Army either let them have uprisings and let them get killed by the Germans, or killed them themselves. When the war ended, my understanding is that Stalin invited like a bunch of the leaders of the resistance, like the most famous ones, to Moscow for like a conference on what to do with Poland, and then when they got there, he just killed them all. Which, dictatorship's gonna dictator. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope that helps you if you're trying to play this on hard mode, and have a nice day.